Hello everyone, this is Jennifer. So in this video we're going to look into the reconciliation of cost and financial accounts problems. So before starting out with the problems, let's look into the format of the pro forma of the reconciliation statement. So pro forma of the reconciliation statement, basically you have three columns: the particulars, the inner amount column and the outer amount column. So when you start with the reconciliation statement, you always start with profit as per cost account, or profit as per financial account, or loss as per financial cost accounts, whichever is given. So when you start with profit as per cost accounts, the things to be added and minused are as follows. So you add over absorption of overheads, any expenses which are charged in your cost accounts. Then financial incomes not recorded in cost books. So the incomes which are financial in nature, which are not recorded in cost books, will be added. Items charged only in cost books, like your notional rent or interest on capital, which are charged only in your cost book but not in your financial books, will be added. Then over absorption of opening stock in cost books. If the opening stock in cost books is more than the financial books, then that will be added. Under absorption of closing stock in cost book. If the closing stock in cost books is undervalued than your financial book, then that will be added. Now what all needs to be minused? Under absorption of overheads. So if the expenses are charged less in cost books, then it will be under absorption of overhead expenses, then that will be minused. Purely financial charges, the expenses which are purely financial in nature, will be minused. Undervaluation of opening stock in cost books. So overvaluation of opening stock will be added. The reverse of it, undervaluation of opening stock, will be minused. When the opening stock in cost book is shown less than the financial book, then that will be minused. Overvaluation of closing stock in cash cost books. So if the valuation of closing stock is more in your cost book than in your financial book, then that will be minus. When you add and minus all such items, the resultant figure will be your profit as per financial account. You are supposed to get the profit as per financial accounts. Only then you can reconcile both the accounts. So the reconciliation statement, this is a pro forma of the memorandum reconciliation statement. So whatever we add, we always start with profit as per cost account or loss as per financial cost accounts or financial accounts. So whatever we add here, we will credit it in your pro forma memorandum reconciliation statement, and whatever we minus there will be debited in your pro forma memorandum reconciliation statement. So the resultant balancing figure you're supposed to get as profit as per financial accounts. So let us move on to our first question. From the following figures, prepare a reconciliation statement and determine financial profit. So here they have given net profit as per costing books. So net profit as per costing books they have given. So you will start with your profit as per costing books. So 66,760. Factory overheads under recovered in costing. So it is factory overhead, it's an overhead which is under recovered. If it is under recovered, you will minus it. So under absorbed overheads, so you will minus it. Administrative overhead recovered in excess, so it is over absorption of overheads, we will add it. Depreciation charged in financial books and depreciation recovered in costing books. If you see depreciation in both the books, they have given one in financial books, the other one in cost books. Financial books is lesser than the cost books. So financial books depreciation will always be an accurate depreciation. So when expenses is overcharged, okay, because costing books expenses is more than your financial books. So when expenses is overcharged, you will add it. So 3950 minus 3660, which you get depreciation overcharged as 290, which you will add it, depreciation overcharged, which is expense overcharged. Next, interest received but not included in costing. So interest received is a financial income which is not included in costing, so you will add it. So interest received but not included in costing, which is a financial income, you will add it. Incomes will be added, which is not included. Expenses not included will be minused. So income tax provided in financial books. Income tax provided in financial books, it's an expense, so you will minus it. Bank interest credited in financial book. Credited means basically it's a profit. Okay, so bank interest credited in financial books, you will add it. It's a financial. So basically it is included in financial book but not included in cost book, so you will add it in order to include it in your cost books. It's a income. Stores adjustment credited in financial book. So stores adjustment is basically a financial adjustment which is included only in your financial book, so you're supposed to add it and include it in your cost book, so you will add it. Depreciation of stock charged in financial accounts. So this is a different kind of depreciation. This is depreciation of charged, which is a financial expense. Basically you will minus it. Dividends appropriated in financial accounts. So if you see here, it is different. Dividends appropriated, it is not dividend received or not received, but it is appropriated in financial books. So it is basically a financial charge which is a financial expense, so you will minus it. Loss due to theft and pilferage provided only in financial books, which is an expense, financial expense, so you will minus it. So now let us look into your reconciliation statement. So reconciliation statement, so you will start with profit as per costing books 66,760. So you will add administrative overhead recovered in excess. So you start with profit as per costing books, which is 66,760. Now whatever needs to be added, which I have discussed in the question, that will be added, and whatever needs to be minus, that will be minused. So factory overheads under recovered is basically minused. So factory overheads under recovered 5,700. Administrative overhead recovered will be added because it is over absorption of expense overheads. So administrative overheads recovered in excess 4,250. Now if you see, depreciation charged in financial books is lesser than costing books, so you will add it. So depreciation overcharged in cost books, which is the difference, 3,950 minus 3,620, which is 290. So interest received but not included in costing books, which is an income, you will add it. Bank interest credited only in financial books, again it's a financial income, you will add it, 230. Stores adjustment credited in financial books, it is a financial adjustment, you will add it, 420. So you get the total of 5,640. When you total it up with your profit as per cost account, you get 72,400. Now you minus factory overheads under recovered 5,700. Income tax provided, which is a expense, 600, you will minus it. Dividends appropriated, which is an expense, financial expense, which is 1,200. Depreciation of stock in financial books, which is 860. This is a different depreciation which they have given at the end of the question. Depreciation of stock charged in financial account, which is 860. Then loss due to theft and pilferage not shown in cost book, which is a financial expense, you will minus it. So 268,620. So when you minus it, you get the resultant figure as 63,780, which is nothing but your profit as per financial books. Moving on to your next question. The net profits of a manufacturing company appeared at rupees 74,500 as per financial records for the year ended 31st March 2013. The cost books, however, showed a net profit of 88,460 for the same period. A careful scrutiny of the figures from both the sets of accounts reveal the following facts. So if you see, they have given the profit as per financial books and profit as per cost books. We will start with profit as per cost books, but we should end with the profit as per financial books. So if you start with 88,460, after making all the adjustment which is given in the question, we should get the figure as 74,500, which is profit as per financial books. So now let us look into each adjustment. So income tax provided in financial books, which is a financial charge, you will minus it. Bank interest credited in financial books, again it is a financial income because it is credited, so you will add it. Works overhead under recovered, any overheads under recovered will be minused. Depreciation charged in financial books. So depreciation charged in financial book is 5,600. Depreciation charged in costing books is 6,000. So if you see, the depreciation charged on costing books is more than financial books. Since we start with profit as per cost books, it is over depreciation charged, excess of depreciation charged in cost books, so you will add it. Administrative overheads recovered, over recovered, so it is over absorption of overheads, which you will add it. Over absorption of overheads will be added. Under absorption of overheads will be minus. So this under absorption of works overhead will be minused, whereas over absorption of administrative overheads will be added. Loss due to obsolescence charged, it's a expense, financial expense, which you will basically minus it. Next we have interest on investment charged in financial accounts and not included in cost account. So basically it's an income, hence you will financial income, you will add it. Stores adjustment credited, so stores adjustment, financial adjustment credited will always be added, which is not included in your cost books. Loss due to depreciation in stock values charged in financial books. So loss due to depreciation, it's again a expense, financial law expense, so you will minus it. So now you are supposed to make the reconciliation statement and the memorandum reconciliation statement. So now let us start with the reconciliation statement. So reconciliation statement, you start with profit as per cost account, which they have given in the question, 88,640. Whatever I have told to be added, so the incomes and the over absorption of overheads always will be added. So bank interest credited in financial books 250, so it is income. For excess depreciation recovered in cost books, so it is over expense in your cost book, so you will add it. Administration overheads over recovered, so add it, 850. Interest on investment not included in cost books, you will add it. It's an income which is not included, so add it. Stores adjustment, it's a financial adjustment, so you add it. So the total you get as the 3,740. So when you add it to your profits, you get the total to be 92,200. Now you will minus all the expenses which are included in financial accounts and the under absorption of overheads. So income tax provided in financial accounts 10,000, works overheads under recovered in cost account 1,550, loss due to obsolescence in financial accounts 2,800, loss due to depreciation 3,350. So the total you get 17,700. So when you minus it, you get 74,500, which is equal to your profit as per financial account. If it is not equal, then some error has happened. You're supposed to recheck it. Now it is equal, so the answer is correct. So now memorandum reconciliation account. So if you see the memorandum reconciliation account, you start with buy profit as per cost account, which is 88,460. Whatever you have added, you will credit it, all the incomes, and whatever we have minus, we will debit it. So the resultant figure, which is a balancing figure, which is to profit as per financial account, which is 74,500, which is equal to our financial account. So right now we have reconciled. So moving on to the next question. A manufacturing company disclosed a net loss of rupees 3,47,000 as per their cost accounts for the year ended March 31st, 2013. So if you see, they have given the net loss, not the profit of cost account. So as per the format, whatever we add it, we will minus it, and whatever we minus in the format, we will add it. Just the reverse that we are doing, because we have the net loss given. The financial account, however, disclosed a net loss of rupees 5,10,000 for the same period. So here also they have given the net loss of financial accounts. The following information was revealed as a result of scrutiny of the figures of both the sets of accounts. So now we will start with each adjustment. So if you see, whatever we added, we will minus it here. So I will tell you how it will be treated and what is the reverse thing that we are going to do, the inverse reaction that we are going to do in the answer, because it is loss given. So whatever we added, we will minus it here. So factory overheads under absorbed. So factory overhead, it's an expense which is under absorbed, so we will minus it, but here we will reverse it, so we will add it. The 40,000 will be added. Administrative overheads over absorbed, we will basically, it's over absorbed, so we will add it, but here it's a reverse working out, so we will minus it. Depreciation charged in financial account. So depreciation charged in financial account is 3,25,000. The depreciation recovered in cost account is 2,75,000. So if you see, the financial account depreciation is more than the cost account depreciation. So we will minus it, but here we will add it in the question because it is loss. We are starting up with the loss. Interest on investment not included in cost account. Interest on investment, always we will add it when it is not included in cost account. Since we are starting in loss with cost accounts, we will minus it. Income tax provided is expense, we will minus it, but here we will add it, the reverse proportion. Interest on loan funds in financial accounts. Interest on loan funds in financial accounts, basically we will minus it, but here we will add it because it is interest on loan funds. It is a expense. Transfer fee credited in financial accounts. So transfer fee, stores adjustment and the dividend received, all three are incomes. As per the normal format, we will add it, but here since we are starting with the loss, we will minus it, just the inverse of it. So the reconciliation statement. So you start with loss as per cost account 3,47,000. You add your factory overheads under absorbed 40,000. Depreciation 3,25,000 minus 2,75,000, which is 50,000. Income tax 54,000. Interest on loan funds 2,45,000. So if you see, since we are starting with the loss, we are adding all these items. If we would have started with profit as per cost account, we will minus all these items. So we are adding all these items and we get 3,89,000 as a resultant figure. So the total of it is 7,36,000 when we add it to the loss as per cost accounts. Now we will minus all the incomes and the overheads over absorbed. So administrative overheads over absorbed 60,000 added, minus it. Interest on investment is an income, minus it. Transfer fee 24,000 minus it. Interest on investment is 96,000. Stores adjustment is 14,000 minus it. Financial adjustment, dividend receipt is income, we will minus it. Just we are reversing here, 32,000. So total we get 2,26,000. So when we get the resultant figure, when we minus it, we are getting 5,10,000, which is equal to as per the loss as per financial accounts. So moving on to the next question. From the following figures, prepare a reconciliation statement. So net loss as per financial account. So here also we don't have the profit, we have the loss given. So if we have the loss given, as per the format, whatever we added, we will minus it, and whatever we minus in the format, we will add it here. It is the inverse thing that we are doing. So net loss as per costing accounts is given, financial accounts also is given. So we will start with the net loss as per costing accounts, and we will have to get the resultant figure as the net loss as per financial accounts. So works overheads under recovered in costing, we minus it in the general format, but here we will add it. Administrative overheads recovered in excess, so it is over recovered, we will add it as per the format, but here we will minus it. Depreciation charged in financial records and depreciation recovered in costing. So if you see the costing accounts, depreciation are more than the financial accounts. As per the format, we are supposed to add it, but here we will minus it. Interest received but not included in costing, so interest received is an income. As per the format, we will add it, but here we will minus it in this question. Obsolescence loss charged in financial records. So as per the format, we will minus it, but in this question, we will add it. Income tax provided, as per the format, we will minus it. Here it's inverse, so we will add it. Bank interest credited in financial books. Bank interest is an income. So basically, as per the format, we will add it, but here we are doing inverse, so we will minus it. Stores adjustment credited in financial books. So as per the format, we are supposed to add it, but here we are doing inverse, so we will minus it. So valuation of opening and closing stock. So this is a new adjustment which is given in the question. So valuation of opening stock. So if you see the cost account and the financial account, the cost account is 52,600 and in the financial account it is 54,000. So your cost account is basically, so if you see the value of cost account opening stock is shown lesser than the financial account opening stock. Okay, so if there is undervaluation of opening stock, what you will basically do, you will minus it, but here we are starting it with loss, so we will add it. Valuation of closing stock in cost account and financial account. So here if you see, it is a closing stock. If the closing stock is undervalued, you will add it. If the closing stock is overvalued, you will minus it. So here the closing stock is overvalued. You are basically supposed to minus it, but here it is an inverse, so we are adding it. Interest charged in cost account but not in financial account. Interest charged is an expense. You are supposed to basically minus it, but here we are adding it. Okay, this is interest charged in cost account but not in financial account, so you will basically add it, but here we are minusing it. Preliminary expenses written off in financial accounts. So preliminary expenses written off in financial accounts is an expense. You're supposed to minus it, but here we are adding it. Provision for doubtful debts in financial accounts, it's an expense. You're supposed to minus it, but here we are adding it. So the reconciliation statement, Ross as per costing records 1,72,400. You add your works overheads under recovered 3,120. Obsolescence loss in financial records 5,700. Income tax 40,300. Difference in value of opening stock 54,000 minus 52,600, which is 1,400. Difference in closing stock value 52,000 minus 49,600, which is 2,400. Preliminary expenses 800. Provision for doubtful debts 150. So the total is 53,870. So when you total it, you get 2,26,270. So now you will minus your administrative overheads, which is 1,700. Depreciation overhead over recovered in cost, so 12,500 minus 11,200, which is 1,300. Interest received is 8,000. Bank interest is 750, and you have your stores adjustment, which is 475. Interest charged only in cost account 6,000. So the total is 18,225. So the total, when you add and minus with your loss as per cost account, you get 2,08,045, which is equal to your loss as per financial records. So in this question, they are telling a factory manufactures two types of television sets, which is Supreme and Majestic. From the following particulars, prepare statement showing cost and profit as per television set sold. There is no opening or closing stock given. So yeah, they have given the materials, labor, selling price per television set for both the television. So works over expenses are charged at 80% on labor, and office expenses are charged at 15% on works cost. 78 Supreme and 286 Majestic television sets were sold. Find out profit as per financial account, assuming that the actual works expenses amounted to rupees 1,92,060 and office expenses totaled rupees 1,40,400. Reconcile the profit shown by cost and financial accounts. So if you see here, they have not given any adjustment relating to reconciling both cost and financial account. We don't have the profits for cost account given nor the financial account given. So what we will do is we will prepare a statement of cost and profit in order to find the profit of cost account, and we will prepare the profit and loss account in order to find out the profit as per financial account. Then we will do our reconciliation statement and we will basically reconcile both the accounts and finish the sum. So we will start with the sum with statement of cost as in profit as per cost accounts. So they have given the materials, they have given the labor, and they have given the selling price. So we will start with the statement of cost and profit, Supreme and Majestic and total. So your cost sheet, how will you prepare? So you will start with materials 81,900, 3,26,040. Total you get 4,07,940. Labor 46,800 and 2,09,760. Total you get 2,56,560. So they have given materials and labor, we have taken it. Now we will get the prime cost if we had our direct material and direct labor. So we got the prime cost to be 1,28,700, 5,35,800, and the total is 6,64,500. Now we have the works overhead. Works overhead is nothing but 80% of labor, because they have given in the question works expenses are charged at 80% on labor. After your prime cost, we will add our works overhead, 80% of labor. So 80% on 46,800, we get 37,440. 40. 80% on 2,09,760, we get 1,67,808. So the total you get 2,05,240. When we add our works overhead to prime cost, we get our works cost, which is 1,66,140 for Supreme and 7,03,608 for Majestic. So the total you get 8,69,748. Now we have the office overheads. Office overheads, they have told office expenses at 15% on works cost. So 15% on works cost. So 15% on 1,66,140, which is 24,921. And 15% on 7,03,608, which is 1,05,541. So you get the total to be 1,30,462, which is your office overhead. So the total cost we get. Now we are supposed to add our profit. So if you see, profit is not given. We have the selling price is given, and we have how many sets have been sold. So 78 into 3,000, the sales is 2,34,000, and 286 into 3,000, which we have 8,58,000. So when we minus our total cost with sales, which we get a profit of 42,939 for Supreme and 48,851 for Majestic. So now we have got the profit as per the cost account. Now profit and loss as per the financial accounts. Profit and loss account as per financial accounts. So we start with trading account. So 2 materials we have, 2 labor, Supreme and Majestic, and 2 works expenses which we got from the cost account, and 2 office expenses. So if you see the office expenses, they have given 15% on works cost, which we have taken. So now by sales, so we have a sales, we are taking by sales, and we get a total, and the balancing figure is nothing but a net profit of 95,040. Now what we'll do the reconciliation statement. So we start with profit as per cost account, which we have found out 91,790. If we see, there is an adjustment which is given as so this works expenses and office expenses, don't take it from the cost account. It is given in your question, which is 1,92,060, and office expenses 1,40,400. So you get a net profit 95,040. So reconciliation statement, profit as per cost account, which is 91,790. So if you see, the works overhead and office overheads are differences it's showing between cost accounts and financial account. In cost account, works overhead is 37,440 for Supreme and 1,67,880, whereas in financial account, works expenses 1,92,060. So if you total it, you get 2,05,248 minus 1,92,060, which is the over absorption of works overheads. So when you add it, you get 13,188, which you're supposed to add it, you get the resultant figure to be 10,49,978. Now you're supposed to minus the office overhead, which is under absorbed between cost accounts and financial accounts. So in financial account, it is 1,40,400, and in cost account it is showing 1,30,462. Minus it, you get 9,988. So your profit as per financial accounts is 95,040. So now we'll move on to the next question. During the year ending 31st October 2013, the profit of PK Limited as per financial profit and loss account was 33,248, and as shown below. prepare reconciliation statement and arrive at a profit as per cost accounts using additional information given. So they have given the profit and loss account in the question itself, which they are showing for the financial accounts. Okay, and they are telling costing records show costing stock, closing stock, which is closing stock of rupees 1,54,892, direct wage observed 48,382, factory overhead observed 38,138, administrative expenses calculated at 3% of sales, selling expenses absorbed at 5% of sales. So basically they have given 5 information which is shown in your costing records. So we will compare all these 5 information with the financial records and we will reconcile both of them. So that is what we are supposed to do. So I will show the explanation for each and every item. So closing stock is 1,54,892 in your costing books, and the closing stock in financial books is 1,50,242. By this, what do we get to know? That the closing stock in costing book is more than the financial book. So if there is overvaluation of closing stock, what we will basically do? We will minus it. Overvaluation nothing but excess which is showed in your costing books. So we will minus that excess. But here if you see, we are supposed to start with reconciliation as per financial books, because in the question they have told start with financial book and end with cost book. So when we start with financial books, we will basically inverse the method, meaning to tell whatever we add as per the format we will minus it, and whatever we minus as per the format we will add it. Okay, so the costing book closing account is shown in excess. So if there's overvaluation, we were supposed to minus it as per the format, but here we will add it. So the difference in stock valuation, which is 1,54,892 minus 1,50,242, which is 4,558, which we are adding it. So moving on to your next item. Direct wage observed rupees 48,382 in your costing books. The direct wage in your financial book is 46,266. So if you see, the direct wage in costing book is more than your financial book. So when basically it is shown in excess in your costing books. So when you have the overvaluation of expenses or overheads, basically we will add it, but here we are reversing it, so we will minus it. Over absorption of direct wages, 48,382 minus 46,266, which is 2,116. So as third item, which is factory overhead absorbed rupees 38,138. And what is your factory overhead as per financial books? 41,652. So your factory overheads is shown at an excess in your financial books more than your cost books. So factory overheads is under absorbed in your cost books. When it is under absorption of overhead, you will minus it. Here we are inversing the method, so you will add it. So under absorption of factory overheads, which is 41,652 minus 38,138, which is 3,514. Your next item, administrative over expenses calculated at 3% of sales. So what is your sales amount? 6,093,000. So 3% of 6,093,000, you will get the amount to be 20,790. So administrative overhead as per costing book is 20,790, whereas administrative overhead as per financial book is 19,690. So meaning to tell administrative overheads is over absorbed, so you're supposed to add it, but here we will minus it because it is the inverse, over absorption of administrative overheads. 20,790 minus 19,690, which is 1,100. So next, last expense, selling expenses absorbed at 5% of sales. So 5% of 6,93,000 is 34,650. So 34,650 is as per cost account. So as per financial account, it is 44,352. So basically your financial account is shown at an excess than the cost account, meaning to tell it is undervalued at your cost account. If it is under absorbed, you will minus it, but here we are inversing it. So under absorption of selling expenses, we are adding it, 44,352 minus 34,650, which is 9,702, which is total this 9,702. Now if you see in the question, we have sundry income which is included only in your financial account, which is 632, but not included in your cost account. Okay, so expenses included only in your expenses excluded from your cost account will be added, but here we are inversing it, so we are minusing it, which is 632. So your profit as per financial account 33,248, plus if you add all these amount 9,702, 3,514 and 44,558, we get 17,774. If you add it, we get 51,022. So when we minus all the expenses, we get 47,174, which is profit as per cost accounts. So we are getting the profit as per cost account, which is 47,174. So moving on to the next question. The cost accountant of a company has arrived at a profit of 73,24,150 based on cost accounting records for the year ending 31st/3/2013. And as cost auditor, you find the following differences between the financial accounts and the cost accounts. So value of work in progress and finished good as per financial accounts and cost account if they've given. So if you see, the cost account is more than your financial account, so basically it is overvalued, so you will add it. So we will go as per the format itself because we are starting with cost accounts. So nothing reverse inverse we will do here. Go as per the format. It is overvalued, so you will basically add it. Since it is closing stock, overvaluation of closing stock will be added. So it is work in progress and finished good given basically as per the financial accounts and as per the cost account. Basically your opening stock, so it is overvalued, so you will add it. Profit on sale of fixed asset, so it is a financial profit, you will add it. Loss on sale of investment, it's an expense, you will minus it. Voluntary retirement compensation included in salaries and wages in your financial accounts, it's an expense, you minus it. Donation paid is an expense, financial, all these are financial expense, so you minus it. Major repairs and maintenance written off in financial account, amounts in cost account. So basically the amount in financial account and the cost account is given. So basically expenses recorded in cost account is less than the financial account, basically it is less than the actual, so you minus it. Insurance claims remain relating to previous year received during the year, it's an income, so you add it. Profit from retail trading activity, so profit from retail trading activity is a profit, you will add it. So your reconciliation statement, profit as per cost account, So you add the difference in stock values, which is your opening stock, profit on sale of asset, insurance claim received income, profit from retail trading income, and you minus all the expenses and the losses, loss on sale of investment, voluntary retirement compensation, donation paid, and the repairs and maintenance, the differences. So the resultant figure is equal to your financial accounts profits. So your last question. Wipro company manufactures two sizes of machine components, size A and size B. The following data refer to the year ended 31st December 2013. So you have a production, sales, wages per unit, material cost per unit, sales price per unit given. All expenses other than wages and materials are analyzed under works overheads, which during the year amounted to rupees 9,000, and office overheads amounted to rupees 10,000 in fixing the selling expenses. In fixing the selling expenses, it was estimated that the works overheads to be taken at 50% on wages and office overhead expenses at 33.5% on works cost. Compute the total cost of each unit on the basis of the above overhead percentage. The net profit for the year shown by financial accounts valuing unsold stocks at actual material and wages cost plus works overhead at 50% on wages. The reconciliation of net profit in above with estimated total net profit based on cost figures. So basically by reading out the question, you get to know that they have not given the profit of cost and profit of financial account. So first, let us prepare the statement of cost and profit for the year, showing the in order to estimate your profit for the cost account. So materials they have given. So basically your material is material is how much they have given, 15 per unit. So for size A, how many units do we have? Production is 125, and for size B it is 400. So 400 and 125. And materials they have given 15 and 12. So 15 into 125 it is 1875. 12 into 400 is 4800. So if you add 1875 plus 4800, you get the total of 6675. Now next is wages. Wages per unit is 40 and 30. So 40 and 30, 40 into 125, 5,000, 30 into 400, 12,000, 5,000 plus 12,000, 17,000. So if you add your material and wages, you get your prime cost, which is 6,875 and 16,800. So your per unit value is 55 and 42. How do you get the 6,875 divided by 125? 16,800 divided by 400. Now we have the works overhead. So works overhead in the question they have told, in fixing the selling price, it was estimated the works overheads to be taken at 50% on wages. So 50% on wages. So 50% on 5,000, which is 2,500. 2,500 divided by 125, which is 75. And 50% on 12,000 is 6,000. 6,000 divided by 400 units, you get 15 per unit. So your works cost is 55, your prime cost plus works overheads. Now office overheads. Office overheads they have told, office overheads is at 33 1/3%. So 33% you get. So 33% on works cost, which is 9,375, which you get 3,125. 3,125 divided by 125 units, it is 25 rupees per unit. And 33% on 22,800 works cost, which is 7,600 divided by 400 units, it is 19 rupees per unit. So your cost of production, here is what the tricky part starts off. So your cost of production, if you see, they have not given your cost of production and we don't have anything else. So your cost of production, you're supposed to total. When you total your works cost and office overhead, you get your cost of production. Now you're supposed to minus our closing stock. So if you see, the production is started with 125 units, but only sales is done for 120 units. So 5 units is your closing stock basically. So 5 units is your closing stock for size A, and 400 minus 360, 40 units is your closing stock for size B. So how much is your closing stock? Total closing stock is equal to 500 rupees. So basically, how do we get this 500 rupees is, so if you see 5 units is being unsold. Okay, 5 units, and the cost of production is 100 per unit. So 5 into 100, 500 rupees. And the closing stock for size B is 40 units. 40 into 76 rupees per unit, which is valued at cost of production 3040. So 500 plus 3040, you get 3540. Now cost of goods sold is equal to cost of production minus your closing stock you get. Now we have your sales given in your question. So sales is 125 per unit and 90 per unit. And how many units are sold? 120 and 360. So 125 units as your per unit value into 125 into 120, 15,000. 90 into 360, you get 32,400. So cost of goods sold minus sales, you get your profit to be 25 per unit, and 3,000 is your total for size A, and 14 per unit, and 5,040 for size B. So profit as per cost account. Now if you see, whatever I've explained, it is shown in your working note. So in cost account, the closing stock has been valued at cost of production as under. So A, 5 units at rupees 100, which is 500, and B, 40 units at rupees 76, which is 3040. Now let us start with our financial profit and loss account for the year ending 31st December 2013. So your materials they have given in their question, 1,875 and 4,800. We are showing only the total cost, 6,675. Wages for A it is 5,000, for B it is 12,000, 17,000. And sales, we know we can take it from your cost account itself, 15,000 and 32,400, 47,400. Now if you see, your works expenses differs, because in the question they have told works expenses is 9,000 and office expenses is 10,000 respectively, which will be shown up in your financial accounts. So 2 works expenses is 9,000, 2 office expenses is 10,000. And your closing stock, if you see, closing stock will be valued in a different way in your financial books, because they have told your closing stock is valued at the net profit for the year shown by financial accounts, valuing unsold stocks at actual amount of material, wages, cost plus overhead at 50% of wages. So if you see the value, let us find out first the value. So if you see, what have they told? Wages plus material plus works overhead at 50%. So wages is 15, materials 15, wages is 40, and works cost is and 50 unsold stocks at actual material, wages, cost plus, and works cost is 20. So 20, 40, 40 plus 20, 60 plus 15, which is 75. So 75 rupees. And for B it is 12 plus 30 plus 57. So which is equal 12 plus 30 plus so for I again repeat, for size A, material cost per unit is 15 plus wages 40 plus overheads, works overhead, which is 20. So 15 plus 40 plus 20, which is equal to 75. And for size B, the per unit value is 12 plus 30 plus 15, which is your works overhead. You get 57 rupees. So basically the per value cost is 75 for A and 57 for B, which I have told you, wages plus material plus works overhead. How many units we have? 5 units for A and 40 units for B, which is unsold. So your closing stock is 375 and 2280. How do we get this? A is equal to 5 units at 75 rupees, 375, and B is equal to 40 units at 57, which is 2280. So your closing stock is 2655. So net profit, which is your balancing figure, which is 7380. So now if you see the reconciliation statement, profit as per cost account, which we start 8040, we add our over absorption of office overhead, which is your office overhead is shown in excess in your cost account. So it's 10,725 minus 10,000, which you get 725, and less is your under absorption of overhead, which is 9,000 minus 8,500, which is 500. Over absorption of closing stock in cost accounting, which is 3,540 and 2,655, which is 885 and 500. So the total is 1,385. So the profit as per financial account is 7,380. So thank you everyone. So this is how you're supposed to do your reconciliation of cost and financial account. When you start with profit as per cost account, you're supposed to end the profit as per financial account, which is 7,380. Thank you everyone.